You know, always technical difficulties. We're not even live on YouTube. For some reason, Restream is messing up. I'm live on Facebook right now. No problem. I am live on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, smash the like. Appreciate you while I figure this out. I don't know what happened. I'm about to leave Restream next, man. I'm already been looking at other avenues, and this is exactly why. I had this issue a while ago, too. And it says that I'm streaming and one person is watching. Let's take a look here. Let me see if that actually popped up again, because I'm not going to be able to see the comments right away. Yeah, there is nothing there. Now we are live there. There we go. Okay, we're on YouTube. Let me close this out here. Yeah, okay, I see you guys. Sound Doctor here. Okay, we're working now. What is going on, Restream? You know, Restream was working great, and then it just would stop working. Where I would make an event, and it would just say loading, 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 and it would never post. So then what do? I go and hit, because it said error, and I go and hit a button to make it do it again. And, yeah, it makes 2. And half the time, I'm right on the right one. The other times, I am not. And this is one of those times, and I do not like it. I do not like that. I never had an issue with this until now. And the chat is coming in. Jeremy Shoopdog, thank you for liking the stream. And William, hey. Living Loud with Andy, Friday late night for the win. You're a rock star. Keep doing what you do. Man, you know what? I'm acting like a rock, less like a star tonight, but thank you so much, William. Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate all you guys hanging out with me. And, of course, we had a $10 super chat from El Fuego in the Pacific Northwest.
The Pacific Northwest.
Appreciate you, Fuego. Thanks for all the shows, Andy, and a big shout out to the entire Living Loud with Andy audio community. Hit me with that Friday. Kicking back, it's Friday. And thank you so much, El Fuego. Appreciate you for being here. I know, I'm glad I had those comments there. It just never kicked through on the YouTube side, so I had to redo it all. So no problem. I know how to fix it, but come on, man. At least it's on a Friday, not a Tuesday. That would be bad. Appreciate you. And we're going to have to fix that like counter, too, because we do like the like counter. We need that so we know who's looking at it and who's liking it. We need you guys to look at it and like it. All right, let's see here. Copy, paste. Let's update that. There we go. Updated. Oh, would you look at that? We already got 12. Appreciate you again, El Fuego. And, man, you guys are awesome. And the kicker is kicking. That is awesome. I didn't even do nothing. Now it's delayed, too. Maybe that just, that worked. Awesome. Let me make sure this is good. Okay, ready? Yeah, see, it did it again. That's crazy. It never went live, and it made an entire different one. And now it's monitoring that, and it went through. Awesome. Sweetness. I think this is working. There we go. Let's pull this in here. Make sure that's working. Okay, that's how it was going. Double E gifting Green Team membership.
Green Team.
Living life after love. Bass hitting hard. Yeah. Turn down for what?
Thank you, Double E. Appreciate you. And yes, thank you for gifting the Green Team memberships. You're awesome, man. And we got to get Kicker by you guys. I had somebody else message me the same situation. I'm like, man, I know it's worldwide, but the L7Xs are making their rounds around the world. Appreciate you for tuning in all the way from pretty much farther than the moon. Appreciate you, man. There's Sound Doctor. Thank God it's Friday. And tell me about it, man. I'm just glad. Sheets has been putting me through the ringer, but we are here. I'm glad. I have a little bit of energy left, and it'll get easier. It will get easier. Franco, Quaid, hello, everyone. Appreciate you for joining the green team, sir. And, man, you guys are awesome. Adrian's up in here. A green team for the win. Mr. Yoder, what is up? Thank God it's Friday. You're telling me, man. I am exhausted. USA, appreciate you. Have you tried Streamlabs? That's what we're using, actually. And to multi-stream and all that fun stuff. And they're a little wonky about streaming through Facebook profiles and pages at the same time. Otherwise, I would have already jumped on board. That is literally what I'm using here. I'll give you a look here. Yeah, right there. That's literally what I'm using for Streamlabs. And then I'm encoding it out into Restream here. It's a lot of workaround. It works, but yeah, I've been trying that too. I actually did just pay for Ultra just so that I could multi-stream again, but I need to do some more testing and, you know, all that fun stuff. But they're limiting, honestly. Streamlabs, you can't do the highlighting like you can with Streamlabs or StreamYard, so that kind of sucks. But I do it my own way anyway, so I'm not really limited by that at this point. Appreciate you, James, Cody. You guys are awesome. James loves his Solo X18, man. You know, I can't get enough of that thing. Anytime I can just get in my car, I'm listening to that Solo X18, man. Thank you for hanging out with us, Shannon. Appreciate you hanging out as well. Hope you're doing good, man. Thank you for being here with us. Let's see. There are 2 links in your live show, and one is broken. Oh, no. I don't know which one it is. Let me know which one it is, Double E, and I'll let you know what it is. Take a look at it. User error as always. Yeah, let me tell you, man. No, it's Restream. I'm over Restream. Already over it. It's fine when it works. It's when it doesn't work. It duplicates the stream, and then I don't know which one to fish the comments from. And, yeah, so I delete the other one, and that's what happened. I deleted the wrong one. Let's see here. If I may, good evening. Thank you for hanging out with us. If I may, appreciate you guys. Sound Doctor, appreciate you too, man. Man, I'm a little off. I'm upset about that. When aren't I? It's live, folks. Kyle, thank you for hanging out with us as well, man. Appreciate you. Finally, green team. James must have got gifted a green team membership or he joined. Appreciate you. And thank you for tuning in, man. Yeah, I know tonight I didn't really have a topic whatsoever, and Tuesday, man, we were running through the ringer of just Q&A like we do on Friday, and I'm like, what am I going to talk about on Friday? What am I going to do? All I've been doing is looking at it, cleaning ceiling tiles past 2 days, and here we are again, so appreciate you. Bobby B, there he is.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Uncle Bobby B, we can't start the party without him. Thank you for being here, Bobby. You're an awesome individual, man. Mr. Yoder, I can't wait to install my Kicker LX3000. You know, the LX series, I love it just because it is the KXA or KX line 2.0. I know everybody misses the Bluetooth bass knob, but that was just one thing. And now the LX amplifier has that whole little like gizmo for the 4 or 5 channel, 2 channel stuff, and a lot more features packed inside of it. But man, they are awesome. I'm using it right now, the LX3000.1, as a dedicated big amplifier for my tests that I do over there. So it's awesome. Packs the punch too, man. Low Dimes, thank you for tuning in again. Appreciate you guys. Just look at it. You just gotta look at it. Thank you, Matt Stark. How you been, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Sorry, I'm skipping a beat. I'm upset because I actually came up here 2 days after Sheets. Past 2 nights I went out to work. I came up here, tested the stream, did a bunch of stuff, and that was the last thing that I was kind of worrying about. But I was venturing other ways of learning how to build my own virtual server so that I can actually stream on a virtual server and make like a whole infrastructure and just skip all this stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to do that, and yeah, it's getting there, but yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I got a little server though, you know, it works. Let's go. Thanks, Kyle. Been tuning in every live stream for like 3 months now. I'm hooked with y'all. Thank you, James. And you know what, you guys, keep the show going just by tuning in. I know there's only 26 of you guys here on YouTube, but I appreciate you guys. And it's getting nicer outside. But hey, by the end of every stream, that's when everyone's like, oh man, I'm missing Andy. I'm missing him. Andy, you give me confidence. I'm glad, man. And thank you for tuning in again, Derek. Garrick. Man, you know, I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. You made it through your surgery, and you see another day, man. I'm happy that you're healthy. Cody got gifted the green team. He got gifted it. Would you look at that?
Green team. Living life after love.
Cody, it's green team. Green team. I mean, I like the squad. I do like the squad. I do like it. I joined, man. You seriously convinced me to go Solo X, and it's an absolute beast. I have it rear seat area of my crew cab 21 Ram. Hey, man, you know, that's really awesome. That's really awesome to hear. And you know what? Thank you for letting me know, you know, and that's just, it's awesome. Like, I'm not good at taking compliments, man. I'm just glad I'm just here to be able to be that voice, and it's good stuff. Like, Kicker makes great stuff. We know that. And the LX or the L7X Solo X is just what they used to bring to the table 15 years ago, but again, and with their own twist and with what people are looking for in the bass head community. And that's just straight bass. They're looking for something that handles a ton of power, has a ton of excursion, and plays way below 40 hertz. That is the woofer to do it with. And, you know, just Kicker quality, man. Bar none. Bar none. Thank you, James. Appreciate you, man. And keep bassing on, like Parker always says. Keep bassing on. I'm using a 12-inch, so there's no brand name on it. I got it around 1995. Hey, man, it's not just about the brand long as it works. Long as it works. Thank you for hanging out, Mr. Yoder. Dubby! Oh, you know what? We got to throw the Dubby video. We got to. Dubby just loves his Sony Explodes more than... I can't say more than I love Kicker, but it's pretty close. Question, Andy's. I have a Teraamp 4x100, and I need it to be less Teraampy. What can I do? Well, you can always pull the logo off. No. Put it in the pizza box. No. You know, it's not that those amplifiers are inherently just straight up bad. It's just they're cheaper, and you get a lot of power for not much money. And just like anything, you know, you buy an eBay turbo, it might work great, and then it just keels over, or you push it too hard and it blows up, and it's got cheaper parts, and maybe just not, you know, dialed in just perfectly, and sat there for hours upon hours of testing and testing and testing, brutal testing, not just an amp dyno on an 81 to see what it does, you know. So there's that. You always get what you pay for, man. And hey, you know, if you're just trying to be loud on $300, you know, those 3Ks, 5Ks, I mean, that's power's power, right? I don't know what to tell you, Dubby. I don't know what to tell you. Put a Kicker sticker on it. That'll make it a little bit better. It will help. No promises, though. If I may, it would power dual 12 FI audio 3.5 for a blow-through, no 4th or 6th order. Just a regular ported box, 5 cubic feet, with 39 square inches of port area per sub. Let's see here. Did I miss something earlier? Let's see. Oh, on the LX 3000.1, right. Perfect, man. Honestly, you know, 3,000 watts on any driver nowadays, even nowadays, is plenty, especially like a 12-inch. And for a blow-through, no 4th, 6th order, just regular ported box blow-through. Nice, man. 5 cubic feet with 39 square inch support area. You know, I'm not a... I mean, Cody's in the chat here. He's more, we'll just say, better equipped with the blow-through stuff and, like, those physics that go along with that, compared to, you know, just a normal wall. I mean, it kind of is the same thing, but it's not. And then, again, back to just a normal loaded enclosure in your car with cabin air and all that fun stuff, you know? So whenever you talk blow-through, like, I know I can understand how things work, but You know, I've seen people try blow-throughs without getting professional advice and putting them in their car. Not saying you're not, but just I've seen that. And I'm like, that port's got to be a lot bigger than that, you know? And when I hear the 45 square inches, I'm like, it's probably close. 39 square inches, I mean, that's still pretty low, even on a 12-inch L7X in a regular ported box. I mean, you're talking 45, 50, you know? So with being in that, and that is your entire port, you know, I don't know, because it's not a fourth or a sixth. I mean, that's where it gets a little confusing, because if it's a fourth order, I feel like, you know, it has a port, right? You know, it's got to be some kind of fourth order band pass or fourth order. Both ported box, one's a ported box, one's sealed with a ported second chamber. So it's like, But either way, it's always nice to get advice, especially whenever you're doing that, because you got to chop the metal in your truck, man. There is no going back. There is no going back. And, but either way, perfect amplifier for that. Thank you, if I may. Appreciate you tuning in. Mr. Yoder, I am using my new M-Marts DSP for the audio watching this. This thing has so many options. It's cool. And man, I know they're working on it. Kicker needs a standalone DSP, big time, because DSPs are great just for multi-purpose. Like, you can use a DSP for anything that's not even just your stereo system in your car, you know, on a go-kart or in your anything. You can make, it would make things a lot easier by using a DSP to make your own home theater system out of car audio, just because then you can control everything, crossovers, and you wouldn't need an AV receiver. And, you know, what kind of AV receiver you're going to get at 12 volts? You know what I mean? It just makes things easier and, you know, more just control. So that is the end of the game. It's just control of your car audio system. DSPs do that. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Extremo Land Cruiser, how you been, man? Andy, isn't Kicker one of the only car audio companies continually owned by the original founder? Many other companies still have the name, but the person who invented the name are long gone. Yes, Steve Irby is still kicking, and he still owns it. I know there's been a lot of talk with JL, but they've been bought out for a while, and, you know, you think of the other big names, and they just kind of, they're not into the bass head scene as heavy as they used to be. And I mean, even Kicker kind of pulled back a little bit as well up until recently, you know, 2020. They're like, hey, look what we've been working on. And they would have been on it faster too, but the economy, but still, either way, besides that, it's crazy, man. And I appreciate just every day Steve's with us still, man, because it is unprecedented, and there's nobody else with the same ownership literally as long. You know, I mean, you're talking companies, Pioneer, Dole, you know, that have been around longer, but like they have been just tossed around here, owner there, bought out here, bought out there, you know, and it's just, it's kind of crazy, man. And they are family. That's the bottom line. And they treat their customers like that too. That's the thing. It's the customer service is heartfelt. You know, it's not that email you get from, like, I was messaging Pixart, you know, just because of some dumb stuff. And I'm like, man, this is terrible customer service. You know, I've been paying for Pixart for like years, and it's like, oh yeah, do that. Like, no, like, just can you help me out here? You know, it's just, I'm not a robot. You know, the customer service at Kicker is bar none. Just call them if you're ever bored. You know, your life's going down. Hey, yeah, Kickers. You know, they'll talk to you. They might have to charge you for that for therapy. It's a good idea, though. It's a good idea. Pedro Marin, I blew my 15-inch scar. I had it like 2 weeks. Oh, man. That's another one, too. I've seen that Facebook guy he makes shorts all the time. He's a car audio installer, and he was talking about that company there. And he did bring up about tariffs and that company being from over there. And I'm like, you do realize majority of car audio, even companies that are in the United States, like Kicker, the voice coils are wound over there. You know, they might assemble it here, but the stuff is still over there. So it's just, you know, it's kind of crazy. I had to bring that up because I was like, man, come on, man. I get it. You got me to look at it. You got me to look at it. But false, wasted information. But with those kind of subwoofers, you know, with the price point, it falls right into the same category as Terror amps. You know, you're getting a lot for your dollar, as in initial walk-in purchase price. Okay, so think about it like this. You know, whenever you go and buy a computer, you know, to get the entry-level one, you're still kicking out $500, $600, but to get one that is twice as good, you're only paying $900. So, you know, there are beneficial returns of spending more money, and that's how car audio is. That's how everything is. And with that type of product, those types of products, it's like that bare entry level where it's like they're getting you in cheaper than everybody else can, but at a cost that's not dollar. So there's that. And it's not that they don't work. They make bass, you know, and the amps make power, but the way they do it is different, and that's how they were able to cut those corners. So unfortunately, you know, anything can blow, but you know, it kind of sucks, you know, but with that, I mean, it's not that much money. So there is that. Appreciate you, Pedro, for tuning in. Mr. Yoder says, I worked for a kicker dealer when the first gen solo Barrack came out. It's changed a bit. That is awesome, man. So the first solo Barrack, what's that, 94, 95? You know, like maybe 93, I forget. I think it's around there. But either way, that's incredible, man. Thank you for being here. You know, just to hear other people's stories from car audio back then. Like, I was a kid, you know, I'm 34, so I wasn't playing with speakers to that degree at that point, at that time. So it's cool to hear your guys' story. Thank you for being here, man. 20 hertz is the way to go. I mean, I feel like 20 hertz is the new wasted information, just because technically, we can't hear bass below 20 hertz. But you can feel it. And I feel like you can hear below 20. It's not like I can hear 20 hertz and then 19, I can't hear it. Obviously, at higher amplitudes, I feel like you probably could hear it, but is it just mechanical noise? And what is sound? What are you hearing versus what are you actually feeling with just air pressure going, hair tricks, you know? Yeah, it's definitely the way to go, though. I kind of want to make another build like the original Cookie Monster, where it was just 16 hertz, like for the wind. Jeremy, love you. Either way, just a wind machine, because they're fun. They are fun. Now, back to, you know, just normal bass. You're normally, if you're able to play that low, you're not gonna be able to play music that's on Spotify. You're gonna have to go to like DJ Rustical's certain frequency ranges, or you have an incredibly wide range in like a 4th or 6th order bandpass enclosure, or you just designed your sealed enclosure to work amazingly well. But even then, there's still going to be a trade-off. It's not going to be this wind machine. You know what I mean? I mean, you could with enough speakers. Definitely can get there. Let's see here. I was going to bring something up. I know me and Billy and Nate, when we've been going to Sheets, taking my dad's car to there, it's perfect for that natural bass. That's what I'm going to call it, natural bass, where you're driving down the road, you know, and then you put one of the back windows down, you leave the front up, and it just starts like 15 hertz, and Billy's back there jamming, you know, and we got some rap music on, and it feels like I'm rebassing, putting the window up and down. That low frequency is fun, man. It is. It's fun. I'm like, Billy, you want a box that does that? Because we can do it. You just got to build it really big. Oh, man. Now I'm loosening up, man. I was upset that the stream was messed up. I'm like, come on, man. You got to be kidding me. The floor noise is incredibly loud, and that's another thing, too. You know, signal to noise, floor noise, just the sounds that the amplifier making when it's not even doing anything, let alone, you know, just how it's producing that sound. Whenever it comes to like bass, though, I feel like things are more forgivable. And then when it comes to mid-range vocals, the music part, it's less forgivable. It definitely is. Sony amps were the bomb back in the day. I got a 30-year-old 4-channel in my car, and that's another brand too, man. You see them still floating around as the Sony explodes, and they're still kicking. It's crazy, and that's good quality. I mean, it's not like Sony was this, you know, JL Audio, like $1,500, you know, woofer kind of line of stuff with their subwoofers, but it still was good stuff. You know, it wasn't that cheap because like there's a line, okay? It's like, I don't want to waste my money on that, you know? It's just not worth it. I'd rather save one more paycheck and get something that's a little bit nicer. Sound Doctor, I also own a Brazilian amplifier from Tapano 3000.1. And there's nothing wrong with those amplifiers other than what they are designed to perform like. And there's always trade-offs with everything. And then you can have an amplifier that is amazing. The efficiency is great. The signal to noise is great. The power is great. It just does all these things. It has every bell and whistles. And you know what the con is? The price. So, you know, it's just, you want to find what you're looking for what you can afford. And, hey, trade-offs. That's it. Will, thank you for liking the stream. And I think we had a gift. Yep, we got Garrick over here with a $5 super
Would
chat.
you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
Thank you, Garrick. Got a special unboxing next week of my 60 amp hour battery bank from Coventry Audio. That is awesome, man. I seen the picture on Facebook. Man, that's all the power you're going to need, man. It's really all the power you're going to need. Thank you for having us look at it, and I'm just glad that you are feeling better, man. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for... Oh, yeah, you guys are making it rain here.
Make it rain.
Hit it, Michael!
Ready?
Making it rain, and thank you, Garrick. I had to play that. I need an excuse to play it. I love that track. I love it. Love it. Thank you, Garrick. Let's see here. Drew Landers, thank you for tuning in on Facebook. What is up, man? Hope you've been well. Happy to help you out here whenever I can. Thank you for tuning in, dude. Shoop Dog, my brother had a gold 15 back in the 90s and got me hooked on Kicker. Then I got a couple 15 comps late 90s, and now I have my 212 comp Rs and love them. Just need a little bit more power, you know? That's the thing. Everybody wants a little bit more. It's like, even with Cookie, I'm like, I got put, you know, the old Warhorse on there, and you know, to get a little bit more. You're always going to be wanting more. It's just how it goes with this hobby. But not that you're not satisfied during the ride. You definitely are at the same time, man. Thank you, Shoop Dog. The gold 15s, man. I've been looking at the boxes too because I still need to design test these golds right here. Sorry, I'm really tired. With the stream not working and then not sleeping the past 2 nights. Like, I slept, but like bad. My wrist was hurting today. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to click on the mouse today. It's been tough. We've been having some really bad stores that are finally calling them in. And yeah, we've been busy, but they are dirty. They are very dirty. Did someone say below through? You just got to look at it. Cody's in there all the time. I always try to have him in the videos, man. He's an awesome individual. Thank you for being here, man. Let's see. Frank Irvine, Frank the Tank. What is your question? I don't have a question. I don't have any questions, I don't think, but I do have things to show. We have this from Cracker. Let's take a look at this here.
Hey everybody. Wanted to give a credit or appreciation where it's due for Mr. Garrick Hudson, Mr. PSC Mentalist, and also Mr. Barnaby Lane with Lane Audio Fabrications, or LAF. Done a great thing for Mr. Andy McGill, and a podcast with Living Loud with Andy for his 10,000K subscribers. Andy does a lot for the group. You can go in there and check it out on Tuesday and Friday nights. Good place to find it, probably YouTube. But anyway, let's open this up. If y'all don't want to see my ugly mug, but that's an awesome thing they did for the group. They did, I think, 3 or 4 giveaways. I know 3 was a speaker prototype, a fuse holder, and stuff that some of the other guys in the group, a bunch of great guys in that group, full of knowledge. It's a lot of fun. You guys check it out with Living Loud with Andy on Friday and Saturday nights. Oh wow! Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Just look at it. Ain't that awesome? They did a really good job, Andy. Oh wow! Check out the other side. Ain't that awesome? He done a really good job. Much love and appreciation to LAF Audio and Fabrications out there and Mr. PSC Mentalist to put that together for Andy. Yeah, I love it and I appreciate it. I'm gonna show this thing off to everybody. Remember, Tuesday nights, Friday nights, Living Loud with Andy. Y'all come check them out. Great bunch of guys. And remember, like Andy always says, stay living loud. I'm out.
Aw. I'm not gonna lie, I watched the first 10 seconds and I wanted to watch that with you. That was awesome. That was cute. Thank you so much, Cracker. I appreciate you. But we got to give thanks to Garrick for just thinking of the idea, paying for the LAF bass knob, Barnaby at LAF for making the bass knob, and thank you, Cracker, for making that video, man. And it's kind of crazy. It's like the YouTube is taking off really good now. And we hit 10,000 subscribers in Blu-ray Pass It. We're almost up to 12,000. It is kicking. Full Tilt Boogie. Thank you guys so much, man. And the community here is real. It is real. That's why I love answering all these questions and just sitting here. I know there's only 40 people watching. I don't care. I'm having a good time. And I know you guys are kicking back, just relax and hanging out with me, and you guys are my friends, so I appreciate you, and I love you guys. I really do. And William, thank you so much, and for always being here. Your words of motivation, they get me through it, man. They really do. Thank you, William. Let's see. I got to pin this one. This is a good question too, man. You guys are awesome. Okay, we got this one. We got to throw up the Bobby B one. That's from earlier. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you. Kenton Morris, what should I go with? Sealed or ported box? And what is the best way to face them towards trunk or cab? You know, that is a huge question. And I feel like, you know, in most cases, you're going to want to fire it sealed or ported away from you. And the main reason is to let those low frequency bass notes extend longer because of wavelength theory, you know, just quarter wave, half wave, all that fun stuff, and how you're using the vehicle to also create a box, just like the box you put in your trunk. Well, your vehicle's the box as well, and your window's down, or is your port. In a way, it's another order. So I feel, unless you're in a trunk and it's sealed off so that you don't have any, you know, reverse cancellation waves that are, you know, kind of making their way around the box and then coming forward, and you got waves going this way. You're always going to have waves hitting each other, but the amount of waves are going to be less, and they're going to be more uniform. It's like trying to think of water. Like sound and fluid dynamics go hand in hand, but just the viscosity and the molecules and all that fun stuff is a little bit different, obviously. But think of water flow, you know, and you want your water kind of flowing one way. It's going to bank off the bank, and it's going to go around and then back to your head, rather than most of it's going to flow towards your head, but then you're going to get this other little river that's kind of back and going towards the back and around. And then while the other wave is, you know, like how water goes whoosh and starts coming back the other way and hits that other wave, and you get into cancellation. So that's why when you fire them towards the trunk or away from you, you are, one, helping with cancellation, and then you're also letting that wave be extended. And when I mean that, that's like kind of a little bit of a topic I wanted to go into Tuesday with, but just letting the wave form more, if that makes sense. Because bass waves, like 32 hertz is like 32 feet in your car. And that's where you get the half wave, 16 feet, your car, quarter wave, 7 feet. Perfect, right? But that's where you're trying to help with the node, and then you got your antinodes. You got your node, your antinodes. And, you know, just making that bigger. And I want to get into that on Tuesday because I got a whole thing for that, but that's kind of how that works. So that's my advice. Now, sealed and imported, that's, you know, it depends so much, man. You know, bottom line, look at what the driver that you're choosing is kind of recommended to be installed with. And then think about that when you're getting ready to purchase that driver, because, hey, if you wanted a ported box and you just want bass, maybe a JLW1 is probably not your best bet, or a W6 or W7. You want something that works better in a ported box and it's a little bit more efficient, whatever. Or you want something that, you know, is like an SQ driver, and then you go with the Kicker Comp Q instead of the Kicker Comp. And maybe the Kicker Comp would work better in a ported box than a sealed, you know, and maybe you want to upgrade, leave room for yourself to upgrade in the future. There's always that too, man. It's like, well, do I want to stay sealed in the future? But then you got to change the box anyway once you start going to the extreme. So there is always that. It's a long it's just a long open question because, you know, I can never fully answer that, but I can give you kind of like steps in the right direction to do so. And a lot of manufacturers do list whether, you know, it should be good imported or sealed. And there are some calculations to do so too. And then all you got to kind of know is the FS and the QES, and do a little bit of math or look at the total Q. You know, it gets a little hairy, but that's what we're here for. And I'd be happy to help you out, man. Let's see. Thank you, Keaton, for tuning in. You guys are awesome. James Perky, same man. They're fine for some, but not all of us. I don't know how anyone uses them without it driving them nuts. Me neither, man. I need quality amplifiers. I do. Michael Robertson, thank you for hanging out. Andy, are you using comp mode, or did you use Kicker's gain chart on your Warhorse amplifiers? Good question, man. You could do both, but I did the competition mode just so that things would be easier, and that's kind of the point of the competition mode. I'm used to gain matching amplifiers. In the quad box, I have two CX1800s that are gain matched, each 1.5 ohm. And then in the Volvo, I used to do that with my Kenwood 9104Ds, gain matched, you know, and either one works. I just like the competition mode because it just does that for you. So everything is matched. You don't have to adjust the gain or nothing. Everything's perpendicular. Everything's straight and even. Crossovers are wide open, so you do have to use your head unit or DSP for your crossovers. But if you're using competition mode and Warhorses, you probably have one of the both, or you know how to do that. And where else was I going to go with this? Oh, yeah, and you get a little bit more, not power, but you can run the Warhorses at a higher voltage and I believe a lower voltage. And from what I understand, what I heard from them at Kicker, that with the Warhorse being in competition mode, it'll go with, let's just say, normally when you would see like maybe like a 1 ohm or 0.8 ohm load and you're not in competition mode, it might go into protect. But then when you're in competition mode, at that same load, it might not go into protect. You know, it depends your voltage and all this other stuff and factors and just a lot, but it gives you less restrictions on that protection circuitry. So there are more than just gain matching reasons to use competition mode. It is literally competition mode. It's not just a button that makes it look like, you know, like a Kicker Comp. You know, like it's competition. You know, I used to hear that all the time. Like, yeah, I don't know why they named it that, but it's been named that forever, so that's why it's been named that. But yeah, you know, you can technically use the Kicker Comp for competition, and it goes all the way up. Kicker Comp Q, all the way to the top, you know? So, take it how you will, but yeah, there are lots of reasons for that. Absolutely. Good question, Michael. All right, there's Dubby. Oh, there's Dubby. Let's see. Sealed for smoother response, imported for maximum SPL. And, you know, I feel like, generally speaking, absolutely. And even with the ported box, no matter how you dial that in, you know, you're going to make this artificial bump. And that's the point of the ported box. And then because you have that artificial bump of like the natural, you know, just normally what would be like in a sealed box or free air, you're going to have the drawbacks of the porta box, and that would be the sharper roll-off. And then also the port delay. So that's why, you know, between smoothness and, you know, like transience and accuracy, we'll say, of the bass, you know, sealed does win in a lot of aspects. I love sealed enclosures, but man, infinite baffle, sitting the right one, man, it's hard to go back to something else because of how well it plays. It might not be as loud as your system, depending which one you hear, but it's beautiful. It's got this just wide range, you know, and you go and try to play that same song in your car, 2 notes hit great, the other 2 fall off. And that's because you have a ported box, you know, and you can do a lot of things too by trying to just make this perfect system by using the vehicle's cabin gain and all this other stuff and designing and picking the right woofer for the free air or vice versa. And it's kind of impossible, but you'll get very close if you know what you're doing. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Oh my goodness. Okay. I am tired. I'm like slow. I'm slow. See, Cody, in the past, I had avalanches and I would remove the mid-gate. My favorite setup was 215s, RE Audio, SE, and imported box, 2 RE specs, and sounded amazing. I always wanted a Chevy Avalanche, man. I always did. Always did. And he knows that sometimes you just got to step back and just look at it. Would you look at it? Just look at it. That's it, William. Love you, man. Otis Boys, I believe. Great stuff. You're gonna have all the juice. Gee, Otis Designs. I've heard of him. The terrace will be short-lived in my opinion, and all will be okay in time, says Mr. Yoder. Right, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I try to stay out of politics as much as I can, especially on here, but, you know, it's still like a fact of just, you know, car audio and stuff like that, man. It might cost more, and everything's going up anyway. I got all the juice I needed, says Garrick. Another Andy here. Andy, you gotta love the Andys, man. You gotta love them. Thank you for tuning in, AK, or Andy, we'll go with that. Amp Dinos, thank you for tuning in, Adam. Heat and vibration is worst enemy of blown amps, you know, and I feel like even with that, like, it's true, you know, and people would always say, you know, not to put your amplifier mounted on your box. And the reason why is because the person either had a bad box that was just vibrating and flexing, and or that whole box was vibrating because it wasn't mounted to the car. So if you have a solid enclosure and it is mounted to the floor of your vehicle in some which way, even if it's just, you know, but it's not moving, it's not vibrating because it's vibrating with the car, just like you mounting it on the vehicle like you normally would or something like that. You know, you're not going to run into that problem as much, you know, and I remember I used to put little like shock absorbers on the bottom of my amps, drill them in just a little bit, but just have a little bit of absorption because it was on the box. And I was like, oh my God, everyone's freaking out. But the box was mounted. The box was solid. I had nothing to worry about. But with cheaper amplifiers, yeah, those soldering jobs are going to be put to the test. They're going to be put to the test. 25 hertz to life is the way to go. Where is 25 at, man? I know he's working too. All right, let's see. What else do we got here? Mr. Yoder, I'm running a 24 dB high pass at 20 hertz, and it really tightens up the bass overall. You know, and I like 24. I mean, it depends what I'm trying to do with that system. You know, if I want something that's really just going to play what I want it to play, and then after that, I want that cleaner sound, if that makes sense. And that's why you put a sharper roll-off compared to the negative 12 dB slope. You know, you'll just get a sharper roll-off of wherever you have that set point at. It's going to fall off faster, just like a sealed box compared to a ported box. The fall off is greater with a ported box. You know, within reason. They all have different fall offs and stuff, and depending how you design them and all that other science. But yes, absolutely, man. I've even caught myself using like negative 36. You know, it's like, yeah, maybe if I play this song, it just doesn't play like it used to, and it doesn't feel as warm because it's cutting off, you know. Anything below 40 hertz just cuts right off, you know. We don't want that. We don't want that. We need that blend into the lower frequencies or higher, whichever way we are crossing. Steve Irby has liked the stream. Are you kidding me? Thank you, Steve, for tuning in. Love you, man. Sorry I'm a little rusty tonight. We had some stream problems. I'm just exhausted, but here we are, still kicking. And thank you for tuning in. I know I need to get you on here. I was actually doing a little bit of mic testing with my other setup over here, just so that whenever I bring somebody on, I'm good to go. So we need to get you on here, Steve. He was taking a look at it. He was taking a look at it.
That's a live stream? Yeah. Would you look at that?
Thank you, Steve, and thank you so much. I actually, if you're still watching here, I still got your flower over here, and it's the only one that's still alive. Thank you so much for sending the flowers for my dad, and for everything else you did on the background. Thank you so much, Steve, and for all that you do, man. I mean, Steve Irby was here. He had to walk in on the time that I'm rusty. Oh, no. All right, it's Friday. This is the fun show. We're just kicking back, relaxing. Tuesdays is where it's at, and Kicker Unmasked is up this time. So, yep. All right, let's see. What did I miss? We got Shoopdog, we got Kyle, we got Garrick, Jimmy Coca. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Kenneth Saunders, Golden Strong. Thank you for tuning in. 150 Club. Thank you, man. Congratulations, man. And thank you for posting that in Kicker Club. Just reaching that milestone. 2 L7X12s, doing a 50 and some change, man. Congratulations. That is what the L7X is meant to do, is do some 50s, man. That is awesome. You're welcome, G. Keep your head up. Come down to FI with Praisinator when you're done if you can. Would absolutely love to see what you have going on and would love to share a demo of mine. Oh, he's talking about Garrick. That's going to be awesome, man. John. Oh, there we go. John's getting the likes up because by the time I got to that, it showed 29. We're already up to 36. Smashed a like. Take a look at it. Last Tuesday was awesome. There were 76 people watching. We had 73 likes, and you guys got it to 76 and 76. Thank you for liking the stream. It keeps the consistency of just this show going, Kicker show going. Like, we're the 1-2 punch here, man. We do the same stuff. I'm a little bit more laid back and just, not technically a company here. And we do live streams quite often. So either way, it's appreciated. So thank you for smashing the like. And I know there's a few watching on Facebook here and there, but YouTube is where it's at. And if you're watching this, you know a Basehead buddy. If you didn't already, send it to him. Thank you, John, for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow. I'm heading to John's tomorrow to drop off my pilot to get the timing kit just replaced. Hang out with him, all that fun stuff. And Sunday, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to set up in here. So, because I'm not going to have too much time during the week to get the next Kicking It with Andy show ready. And I purchased something today specifically for it. And it's going to be awesome. Thank you, Simon Staley. I always see you comment, like on Facebook. Love you, man. I missed your comment last Tuesday. Thank you for liking the stream. You guys are awesome, man. I know Steve watches too. He watches. He takes a look at it. He takes a look at it, and I appreciate him for that. But hey, he was watching live, man. That's awesome. Thank you, Simon. Just stopping by to say hello. There's Mr. Jeff Wallace. Thank you for hanging out, man. Hope you've been well, sir. Hope you've been well. It's Friday and bass on like Parker. I have to watch Parker's videos. I know he was doing the Walmart series for a while. My thing is just taking care of my mom right now, going to work, Kicker, live streams, Tuesdays, Fridays, and that's it. That's all I've had time for, unfortunately. And then we had Easter break, so it was fun, but I just haven't had any time to just sit in a studio and think about, like, what am I going to do? What can I do? You know what I mean? To have that time. So I'm looking forward to it. This is probably going to be the first weekend I'm actually going to have some of that. So get some things done, It'll be fun. I saved a dog yesterday. It was running up and down the street, and we thank God it had a tag on it. We picked up the dog. held it, kept it on the porch, kept it captive, and did a little bit background searching on the name because she actually got married, changed her name, found her on Facebook, reached out. She actually answered very quickly. So we saved Joanne, the dog, and that was awesome. And I was a little late for work for that, but that's okay. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, get an 8-inch L7X. Yeah, that was the question, and I have not yet. I didn't ask for one either. They already do so much for me, but it does look awesome. I mean, if they would make a smaller one, I'd want that one too, you know, I mean, but I don't know if it's going to get much smaller than 8. That thing is cute. It's cute. And it's kind of crazy if you look at the 8, the 10, the 12, 15, 18. I mean, I'm trying to catch them all. You got to catch them all. It's like Pokemon, right? For me. I don't have the 10 though. But I do notice from the pictures, and even these ones here, the 12, 15, 18, how, you know, it's almost got the same surround, but then the ribs are either taller or not as tall. Yet it's still almost symmetrically the same, but I feel like with how much excursion that L7X does, they really had to design so much by just changing the size, you know, because of how far it goes with the shape. You know, round woofers are easier to make. You know, to make a square subwoofer was the hardest thing. And Kicker was the first one to do it. They weren't the first one to make a square speaker. They made the first square subwoofer for like long extension, you know, and they're the ones that are going to know how to make it go even further. And it's just, it's cool to look at. You know, they're not just smaller. You know, each one is designed differently and with things in mind. You know, yeah, for the 10, 12, 15, and 18, the motors are the same, you know, for the most part. But inside, you know, there's different things going on. And even with the surround, the cone, the weight, and just how those parts are put together, it's awesome. It really is. And to make everything the same size almost is a feat of itself, because if you look at every other driver that's, you know, like a 10, 12, 15, 18, they got different size motors for each one, you know, so for them to do that and have that just, you know, just symmetrical look, kudos to them, man. Would be awesome though, Simon. That would be awesome. Appreciate you guys for hanging out, tuning in. Box is tuned at 34 hertz. That's a good tuning, and that's a whole topic in itself. You know, what should I tune my box at? You know, and I could just say, oh yeah, 36 hertz, you know, or 32 hertz. But it's more than just that. You know, the box area, the port area, everything, you know, where you're putting that box, loading factors, you know, and what you're going to be gaining with the cabin alongside with what that box is liking to do, what is going to work better for your vehicle and better for what you're looking for in your system. And, you know, tuning frequency is just one variable, and honestly, it's just a sum of variables. It's not even really the tall tale of all, you know. It's really not. Port area, port length too, man. You start getting real long, that thing turns into just this like cylindrical funnel of air, you know, and then you're almost creating another chamber of because the port is so long versus when it's really short, and maybe you want it to be longer so that it really works like a Helmholtz, whatever it's called, resonator. More so, you get a lot of loading properties just because there's a little bit more resistance, and then you build longer to get a low tuning, and it just kind of works in your vehicle. So there's so much with box designing. I know the very tip of it. And, you know, even when you know everything, you're still learning how physics works and how each driver is just wanting to be played. All right, let's see here. Woohoo, Discord is up next. Absolutely. I will see you guys on the after party. Adam, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. WWW. And Parker de Jalapeno. Yes. That's it. That's it. Keith Parr, thank you for tuning in. Keith, I'm ordering Sky High. Awesome, awesome. And I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer. You guys have been awesome. I didn't use this thing at all, but this is my new Stream Deck that I just turned from an iPad into one so I can do all fancy things like this, you know. But it's a little glitchy. There we go. It works. But you know what? We'll be back in action on Tuesday after the Kicker Unmasked show. So make sure you tune in for that. And I will see you on the after party. If not, have an awesome weekend. And stay living loud. Oh, would you look at that? Double E he's trying to jump in front of the caboose and into the train. He's trying to drive the train. He's going to be the conductor.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
And that is the conductor. Here comes the caboose. I'll see you guys on the next one. And as always, stay living loud.
Okay. So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
Justin says, too much bass. Too much bass. I say not enough bass, Justin. We need just a little bit more. A little bit more. And no, Kyle, it's called a sheets run, not that. It's a sheets run and done. Why the sheets not? Appreciate you guys so much, and see you on the next one. It's so weird being right here. It's so weird. There's Wade. Oh yeah. Looking at it. Just look at it. Too loud, too old. Too loud, too old. There's Mr. Hi-Fi Vega chilling. So you guys get to see what I do in the background here. No, we ain't looking at it. We need this one here. There we go. All knobs to the right. And I was like, you know what? Maybe they can look at me dancing, chilling in the background. Oh my God, that's zoomed in. Too much. Too much. Get back. Get back. Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate you. And man, you guys have been awesome tonight. If you ain't clipping, you're tripping. Now we dance, and we have danced, and Cornut has come in clutch, and I actually have a go live button that I can press on a second, so it'll be a little bit easier. But no, El Fuego comes in. Yeah, Justin just needs to experience real bass, more bass, an L7X bass. I know he's got the down for sound sub, but I don't know, man. I'm telling you, something about square subs. But El Fuego coming in. Love you guys so much. And there is SDK coming in. I want it now. Called JG Wentworth. Okay, Jake? But no, Mike comes in. Mike DePuli, caboose. I'm winning this one, and Mike looks like he's got it. I love you guys. Stay living loud, and now we need to dance. There we go. Oh, double E, no, no, no.